It's the Cable
Most people vote based on feelings, not logic. Oh yeah, vibes. Vibes are pretty fucking important. I think, obviously it's easy to say this with the benefit of hindsight, but I think coming out and being like, we're going to very aggressively go after price gougers, and this will lower prices for the American people. And that's something that you could start. You could start that initiative because you're part of that administration, and then be like, hey, I got this going. I've listened to you. I need a little bit more time. Back-to-back red decks, maybe? The media's sane-washing of Trump also muddled the messaging. Yeah. That is also a factor. A lot of weird Trump shit was just, like, normalized. The fact that he got to, or, like, his side got to take credit, got to run on the Epstein stuff was infuriating to me. Especially when you actually, like, look at the interview where he said he would release the Epstein files, and he gives the most guilty fucking response possible. They, like, ask him if he'll, like, release the other files related to other subjects, and he's like, yeah, of course, just, like, snapping it off. And they get to Epstein, and he goes, like, a long tank, and he's like, yeah. And then he's, like, walking it back, and he's like, but, I mean, in that sphere, there's, like, so many things that you can't, like, trust, you know, you gotta be careful with that stuff. There could be all kinds of nasty lies in those files. And Fox News just, like, cut all that out and just released him saying, yeah. And so everyone's like, he's gonna release the files! He's our guy! He's gonna do it! Meanwhile, Kamala's a prosecutor, and Trump had, like, literally put people that fucking were soft on Epstein already in his first administration. Like, the guy that prosecuted Epstein and gave him his original sweetheart deal, like his, like, slap on the wrist, was in Trump's first administration. And I would guess that there's, like, almost none average voter that knew that he was just, like, giving those people jobs. Was it Pam Bondi that was, like, the AG of Florida at the time, too? And could have prosecuted Epstein harder, like, also on that chain of command? Trump's first administration shut down multiple investigations into Epstein residencies. Like, estates where fucking crimes were committed. And the reasoning they gave was, they were, of course, state investigations. They're like, you got to shut this down. This is now a federal thing. You can't investigate. But then after they killed the state investigations, they also killed the federal investigation. They didn't investigate. And that was multiple times that he just straight up did that. And the Dems, like, you can say, sure, there's a court order to not release the Epstein files until this date. Fucking tell people that. Make sure everyone knows that the files can't be released until that date. Also say, yes, I'm certainly going to fucking release the files, while also not, harming the victims and stuff. Going to listen to them. That shouldn't have been an issue that a fucking pedo molester got to win. And you can blame mainstream media on that, but the Dems have to take some responsibility, too. They never reopened those investigations. The ones that had gotten closed. Some states are, like, finally trying to, like, push through their own legislation to reopen them. I actually like Currency Converter with these loot effects quite a bit. I'm going to snag that. Hex Drinker can win games. Mutagen Man is interesting. I don't think Mutagen Man is bad, but I haven't been super impressed with him. Not in the same way that Ouroboride. They'll probably be good together. Anyway, I'm just soapboxing. I'm just ranting. A lot of frustration there. Lot of frustration there. Magic must be an easy game. Magic's definitely an easy game. It's easy the way I play it. It's actually not a bad Urza Saga, is it? But there's also a Taiga there. What are the odds of that Taiga wheels? I'm gonna take the Saga. We just got like a nice little Saga toolbox. And like when the Saga dies, if you need mana, like you still have the Mox Ruby to go grab. Saga gets so much better when you got a random Mox. What are the odds that we get another president that puts the good of the country above their own personal interests? Who are the other ones? Lincoln, maybe? It'd be hard to argue that Lincoln didn't, I suppose. Carter comes to mind. And he was very much punished for it. I guess I'm grabbing a One Ring. Hard to pass a Caracas. I'm going to take the Cub. I think Cub solves a few problems for us here. Fuck it, you're running. Eric Virgo's running for president. You got my vote, Eric. Anyone who comes in here every day of the week and says cube for the cube god is getting my vote easy. Ignoble Hierarch's very hard to pass, but Mamartiers is so good. So unreasonably good. We're gonna grab that. Clean answer to our own One Ring, too. People have more access to independent media than ever. Yeah, I mean, that independent media is still... You still gotta follow the money, right? Like, there's that group of folks that were just, like, actually taking bribes from Russia and had no fucking idea. That was, like, Tim Pool and them, right? I'll take a Malevolent Rumble. Might help me find this challenger. I'll ramp into it. Which president would be sneaky good at Magic? Probably Nixon. I used to think that Nixon was a good card player because he... this was naive on my part. Because he funded his first run for governor based on his poker winnings. Like, he used his poker winnings to run for governor. And then... I was much older when I realized that that is just the easiest way to hand someone a sack of cash and not have to be like, and not have to declare it, right? Sitting around a table with a bunch of oil guys. Oh, you win again! Did we see Strip Mine earlier? Vibrance hasn't looked bad to me. I don't know if I want it here. Almost want the Llanowar Elves. I'll try it out. Yeah, I think motivations have changed, Ants, when it comes to media. Like, if someone's funding media because they want to make a profit, because they want to, because they want to make a good product, that is probably, like, the ideal reason that somebody is starting a media company, right? And then you have a good product that gets eyeballs, and then you get ads from stuff that is relating to those people in an ideal way. But if there's more money in just, like, I don't know, spouting Russian talking points, then that kind of taints the original product. It's, like, no longer really media, right? And it kind of doesn't matter if it's independent or mainstream media or state-run. If it's being bought in that way. I'm going to grab this Lava Spur Boots. That's a pretty sexy grab with Urza Saga. We're probably going to be sideboarding this Haywire Mites. Gao is solid. I think there's a greater chance I play Once Upon a Time. I'm probably not playing either of them. You think the media has been serving the interests of the powerful forever, and the new things, the fracturing the ecosystem? Yeah, that's true. You can see that. To make a point in your favor, Anson's eyes, you can see that in play. In regards to, like, propaganda about Gaza and the occupation in Israel. A lot of stuff that the mainstream media has been sugarcoating for years, and politicians have been sugarcoating, just was not really possible when people can just go online and watch videos, can watch independent journalism. That said, I think somebody, an American runs TikTok now, right? Who knows? Maybe that'll change. How's my night going? My night's going pretty good, Sky. I kind of like that Formidable Speaker can, like, find Bloodbraid Challenger or bin Bloodbraid Challenger, and they're both good. I really wish Gaia's Cradle was in here, because untapping Gaia's Cradle with Formidable is sweet. I'm going to grab it. There's spots where I might want to, like, tutor up Bombardiers or what have you. Even Caleb's owned by Amazon, right? You got me talking about Amazon Prime all the time. Every time there's a Prime sub. I have a viewer that refuses to give PayPal or Amazon a ruddy cent, but still wants to support me, and will occasionally send me concealed cash in the mail. Or once, I was in his city for a Magic event, and we met up and played some pinball and stuff, and he handed me $20 in person. Fun guy. That's Booty Rooter. He also made the busted emote for the stream. Hey, Epic Legion, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 7 months there, and Limbless, thanks for the 109 months. Right, music. I've heard a lot of people say that just, like, should have been the end of it, and it was absolutely not. I think Haywire Might, even though we can tutor for it with the Saga, is going to be a sideboard card. Usually I wouldn't main deck Faithless Looting, but it's not a bad one to bin to, like, other loot effects like the FOMO and Fable. Like, you can bin it and then get it back later when you need filtering. It's also quite good with Currency Converter, right? Like, fire this off, find your land drops, bin some stuff, spit out some 2/2s. Just very cheap. Very efficient. I like the Myco Spawn. We can kick it off the Mana Vault and it tutors up Urza's Saga clean, but I do think we have to cut a 4-drop. And then maybe I'm cutting the Vibrance too, like always. Oh no, I've got a slot. Alright, I can add one of these back in. I think I'll try the Vibrance. I've played it like once or twice and it was kind of just fine. Magda spitting out treasure is interesting with Saga. I think this is reasonable, though. I'm going to jam this. I'm going to play one more green source and one less red. So the Yavimaya gives you essentially infinite green if you draw it. But there's the Mox Ruby that only taps for red. And the Urza Saga is going to tutor for Mox Ruby if we need red. I think it's more important to be able to turn one a Mana Dork than turn one a Ragavan. Not that that really matters, like we want both of our colors anyway. I have not... Oh, have I... Not today, Inelegant. I've played a shitload over the past week. I think I've played like 1 or 2 non-Slay the Spire streams. The last 2 or 3 days, I did mixed streams where I started out playing a couple hours of Slay the Spire, did a few runs, and then switched over to Magic. Or vice versa. An age limit on who can run. I mean, I don't think it makes sense to limit it in one direction but not the other. Like, you have to be 35 years old to run for president. I'm not sure why we have the under limit if we're not going to impose an older limit as the population ages. We had a sitting congressperson like actually just get lost because they had dementia. Just lost for several days. That's crazy. Upper limit of 40 sounds good. You have to be between 35 and 40 to run for president. Should have done it on upkeep. The removal spell? Yeah, I would have kept the land tapped. Maybe they just like weren't familiar with Earthbend and thought I would lose my land. Because it's not an extremely good target for a removal spell anyway. It's a 1/1. One's got 4 cards remaining over there. If none of them are removal spells, which I think is unlikely, then MTGO on Ouroboros would go pretty hard next turn. They're passing. Now do we copy or do we play out Bombardiers? I'm gonna copy. That's too cool. So fucking 20 damage there. The whole discussion's bumming you out, but makes you want to play some Wolfenstein. Oh yeah. I had a real strong desire to play a game with an anti-fascist bent right after the second ice killing in the Twin Cities. And I just couldn't go live and play Magic that day. And so I flailed around looking, and that's when I found Small Saga. And that game is therapeutic. Some really wholesome relationships and story get played out. The art's super cool. You kill a bunch of Nazi squirrels. Excellent game. Small Saga, yeah. Not having professional politicians? Yeah, I don't know about that. Currently, it's like extremely rare that someone who doesn't have access to like all the money in the universe can like justify running. So you don't get politicians like AOC or Bernie unless you can actually live off of it, right? Unless there needs to be like enough there that someone who cares and wants to make a difference can set their career on hold, go campaign for several years, maybe have a chance of getting elected, incinerate a bunch of time and money and stuff. It's a huge shit show. Perhaps there's other ways of doing away with career politicians than like doing away with salaries, but Angry mouse on a mission of revenge against a god that stole his tail. That's a story you can get behind? Yeah. Great fucking game. Doing away with salaries means more career politicians, not less. Well, I think, like, by definition, there would be less. But the only people that could afford to run would, like, only be the very wealthy, right? Who are doing it because they want to impact regulation on their own businesses. The Elon Musks of the world. You want my professional opinion on what deck you think you should invest in? Mono White Beatdown, or is it Blink? I don't even know what format you're talking about, Abatement. You're talking about Pauper? Kind of an depressing Mana Vault usage. You think randomly choosing people to serve would work better than the current system? Maybe. People are pretty lazy. I don't know if someone chosen at random would draft better legislation. Like, they're still gonna, like, listen to whatever lobbyist hands them a finished piece of legislation and run with it. Only golden retrievers can be politicians. There's that town that had a dog mayor. I don't think the dog's alive anymore. Oh, I found a Wikipedia article titled List of Animals in Political Office. This has got to be phenomenal. Oh, it's kind of a long list. There's a goat who's the city councilor in Brazil. Time in office, 1922. He never ran for office, but won via write-in votes. Incredible. Bosco Ramos is a dog that was mayor of Sunol, California from 81 to 1994. That's a while. A bronze statue is erected. Cut off lobbying and insider trading. Yeah, AOC talks about that a lot, and I think she's very right. It has been heartening seeing her talk about Democrats' issues with that, too. That was one of her biggest points of conflict with Pelosi. She was like, look, people aren't going to take you seriously when you're talking about corruption if you're also doing insider trading. And you're like, well, the other side's just as bad. Why should we listen to you? The thing about Lava Spur Boots is that it could be really good with the reflection. I think I'm just playing this Ouroboride. Gonna chill on the currency converter. And I could have ran it out and got the 1/1 counter. I don't think that's gonna matter. I'm not gonna crack this and play the Halfling either. I think the way that I lose this, if I do lose this, is they've got like a sweeper or they like combo kill me or something. So I'm going to not play into the sweeper. Ourboride's enough pressure. Sunfall, sure. Follow the socials of the accounts that share insider trading to copy their picks. Yeah, right? If I had investing in the stock market money, I'd probably do that. Fucking, there's people that manage larger accounts that literally do that just, like, would follow whatever Nancy Pelosi did. And, you know, often that's successful. One's at 10. It's really hard to burn Fiery Confluence on an incubator token with them only being at 10. I think I'm gonna blow up the token, but not the sapphire. And then we can attack them down to 4. And spit out another 2/2 at the end of turn. Then we'll have 3 2/2s with them at 4 here. Nuke Citizens United from orbit. Yeah, the issue, the obvious issue of dealing with Citizens United is the same issue of dealing with gerrymandering. It's like the people that, oh man, they do not have anything in the graveyard for the Necromancy. Oh, they're just playing balance? Okay, they're just showing me that their hand is Necromancy Recurring Nightmare. Fair enough. It's kind of fun seeing the Necromancy like chilling in play like that, huh? Just between like my body heat and the computer and stuff. I was just telling her I cannot wait until the end of tax season. Usually, one of the main reasons that I cut out my stream around now-ish instead of midnight or something. I'm kind of a night owl. But it's nice to spend some time with her. I think I'm just going to activate this Saga. I think that's better than playing the Speaker on 3. It's a decision here, right? Because if I want to play the Speaker on 3, then I should go Forest and then Saga Speaker next turn. So I don't lose Saga activations, but I think I just want to activate next turn. Anyway, during the tax season, she starts working 6 to 8 weeks and is exhausted all the time. Because that's her busy season, as you would imagine, for a CPA. So on screen, there's a countdown for my 365 being over, but I'm also very excited for April 16th, too. Everyone that was here for the politics talk is just like leaving. Tax discussion. Get me the fuck out. Is that a King Gizzard t-shirt? It is. Oh, you got the same one? Cool. Yeah, I've got like 3 or 4 of theirs. They have a lot of really sweet ones. That's a group I really like supporting. Did I pay my taxes? Like, have I paid this year's taxes yet? No. We're deferring. Last thing my wife wants to do is file one more return in the middle of her busiest time of year. So I could Vibrance and kill this Lelia. I wonder if hardcasting Vibrance next turn would be good, though. Like, we just hit our land. I'm going to Flame Slash it. Clunk on in for 3. Hey, thanks, Chung. And Glasshouse Life, thanks for the kind words. Is that a trade I want to make? I think it is, actually. It'll shrink my other construct, but... Oh, you know what was better than this? Just playing this for 1, pinging here, and Vibrance killing the Generous. I think that would have been better. Is that Nightwish song part of the War of the Worlds album? I don't know. The Greatest Show on Earth. It's a 24-minute long track, though. The album is from Endless Forms, Most Beautiful. How do you defer? Taxes? You just let them know. A CPA can do that for you. You're like, I don't have my shit in order. You'll pay like a little bit of interest on the money you owe. Sometimes it just makes sense. Hell yeah, Glasshouse. The timing on this burst lightning is a little awkward unless they intend to play an X1 before attacking. Might see that dash double striker here. That would make sense to me. If they leave the Ballista in play and attack with the Generous, then that's one more damage for them, right? Okay, Ragavan makes sense too. You have to imagine that self-employment stream incomes are miserable for taxes. Yeah, I used to do my own taxes until my income started getting like double reported. Like when Twitch started paying me, then they would send me a tax form, and then PayPal would also send me a tax form, and the money was in there, and I didn't like know how to deal with that. I do now, but like, I think Vibrance is going to be kind of good here. Do I get to deduct event entries? Yeah, but I also have to file winnings, you know? Years ago, I submitted a fan cast of Old Man Logan to your fan cast podcast, and I won. Did I ever get the comic you were supposed to send me? I'm sorry, this is like a fever dream you're laying on me, Glasshouse. It's like 10 years ago? Yeah. That all sounds very much like me. But I don't believe I ever received a comic with that fan cast. Do you have a link to it? I've definitely roughed out several fan casts for different X-Men stuff over the years. Oh, I meant the comic, Glasshouse. I'm curious what my fan cast for Old Man Logan was 10 years ago. I bet President Caleb would disagree. We both had Kurt Russell for Hawkeye. Oh man, who else are you gonna have? I'm gonna send this back. It's so close, right? It's so close to gas. If this hand had a Faithless Looting in it, I'd be all in. Meanwhile, this hand has the Faithless Looting and we're bidding it. In a Muppets Lord of the Rings movie, which characters would be Muppets and which would be people? I mean, I would keep a... If we're talking about the Peter Jackson original trilogy, I'm keeping Gandalf a human and changing everybody else. Everyone always firing at Will. Poor Will. You want a Nantuku a Badger Mold saga? I was thinking about Nantukuing the Badger Mold. You would keep the orcs the same and just change the elves and hobbits and shit. Everybody else. Is Gonzo a lowly orc? Gonzo, I think, would be, you know, my precious guy. Whatever that guy's name is. And on Caleb's fourth cup of wine, he forgets the name of the weird little freak that says precious. Gollum, that's the one. Yeah, I think Gonzo would be a good Gollum. Welcome back, K Winnett. You got second in the cube event. Very cool. Congrats on the strong finish. We serve. Opponent's like, okay. Shelob as Oscar, love it. Miss Piggy's Arwen, I could see that. Sam and Frodo, Bert and Ernie. Yeah. You like Elmo, Frodo? What about Grover? What about Grover as Elmo? Or are we using Super Grover as the Eagles? I could see that. It's just like 3 identical Super Grovers. Wait, they have a fucking eagle. There's literally a Muppet eagle. What's wrong with me? Bunsen and Beaker are fantastic Merry and Pippins. A little old, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, Sam Eagle. That grumpy guy. Snuffleupagus. Oh, man, we got a Snuffy vote. What about Snuffleupagus as Sam? And Big Bird is Frodo. What's that, 20? I think I'm just activating Saga, yeah. We're doing the Muppets, but the Muppets include Sesame Street characters. Big Bird cameoed in the original Muppet movie. Oh, maybe Animal's the best Gollum. Swedish Chef is Elrond. That would be hilarious. Cast it into the fire! Instead of that, you get like... Cast it into fire. Oh my god. There's no way that wouldn't be hilarious. I'll take the 3. You think Count makes more sense as Legolas instead of Gimli? Yeah, if you're doing Miss Piggy as Arwen, then Aragorn is naturally Kermit, right? Planning on going Vibrant's face. I think I'm still going to do that. Okay. What are they going to rebuy? I don't think any of the stuff in their graveyard kills me, but we'll see. Who is Cookie Monster? What about Sauron? Cookie Monster is the Wraith King. Well, that was a bit of a bummer. Are they attacking for lethal is the new question. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I certainly have 3 artifacts here. But let's see. We're attacking for 3, 4, 5. If they block 2 things, they take 5 and go to 1. So the Generous Plunder would have to block a 2-1 or a 3-3. And then they'd have 8 damage on board. I think that wins for me. Cookie Monster as Denethor. I kind of dig that. And Boromir was like really good at making cookies. Faramir can't cook a cookie to save his life. You want some Muppet music? There's a couple tracks that I don't mind. I win! This looks playable. Let's go FOMO. Crack on in there. Could have been a Halfling Mountain, I think. You think Miss Piggy would nail Eowyn's I'm No Man line? Yeah, it's a little different in the book, isn't it? But no living man am I. You look upon a woman, Eowyn I am, Aemon's daughter. You stand between me and my lord and kin. Begone if you be not deathless, for living and dark or dark undead, I will smite you if you touch him. That's a way better line. And trimmed it down for the film. You know what? I think I won't loot. Hey, young dingo, thanks for the raid. How's Dingo's stream? Modern, I assume? Oh, thanks for handling the shout out there, fucking magical. Yeah, we're finishing up, people just showing up. We're finishing up some Vintage Cube. This is the last round of the league. Opponent just looted away an Echo, so I assume they're going to flash that back, and I'm going to lose my hand. Oh, they're going to Time Walk first. Jesus. Fair enough. Yeah, I could have cleared this Narset. It would have been ugly, but I could have done it. I could have binned Halfling and Mana Vault to the Fable, drawn nothing, then Fiery Confluence to their face, then FOMO would have gotten to untap, and I could have cleared the Narset. Prevented some nonsense here. Oh well. Anyway, we've also been fan casting Muppet Lord of the Rings, because that's a thing that needs to happen. Wait, there's still not flashing back Echo? This is the Time Walk turn, right? It's a little ballsy. Well, I didn't draw anything, so they're fine. If I'd held onto that Fiery Confluence hub. Sewer Valence Cam combo decks popping up in Modern? No. I've seen it in Legacy, because it just goes infinite with Goblin Welder. You just get to loot Emery Tomfoolery, sure. Yeah. Sure. Ooh, good shout, Shorv. God, they're only at 9, but I'm going to attack some walkers. This the OG Muppet movie is a big comfort movie for me. Watch it every other year or so. Muppet Treasure Island's a banger. It's a little it's a little ADD for me. It's a little frantic, which, you know, is the Muppets, so not really a knock against the film. But I thought the pacing, for me, the pacing in the original was perfect. And the cameos, fucking bangers. Got Steve Martin in there. Oh my god, this fucking Breach. So do they make a big fourth, or do they just flashback Time Walk twice? Which is more likely to win? Right, Mary Jason? I kind of wonder if they just forgot that they had Echo in the bin, because there were a few turns that just didn't pull that trigger where it seemed really good. That could have been part of it. Maybe they already had Breach, and they were trying to leave, that they didn't want to risk not drawing Breach Time Walk. Did make a pile of knights. This doesn't kill me, though, right? Aren't they dead on board? Oh, they have a time walk. They did time walked and then fourth. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I was like, what's going on here? Endurance makes sense to me. I don't know about Curator, if that's like too much graveyard stuff. Haywire Might is good against Breach specifically. Guess I'll go Speaker. Yeah, Force of Vigor and Haywire Might are both options, but I'm gonna jam this. It's an explosive opener, but we'll see if we draw some gas to go with it. Is Speaker ever good? Oh, yeah. It's good with this Mana Vault card in my hand. The fact that Speaker can bin like random lands and stuff is pretty great. Oops. Don't need to overpay. Good flashback looting, which I almost like. Yeah, I'd say Speaker is a bit better than it looks. I didn't think it was going to be particularly good when I first saw it. Pretty big brain freeze. I'm gonna regret bidding that endurance, aren't I? Get a piece of that 8. Yeah, I'd feel way better if I could endurance this graveyard. I don't know what else I would have been though. Like, am I gonna bin this one ring, hold on to the endurance? The odds of naturally having brain freeze and breach just aren't that good too. But maybe that's cope on my part. Oh no, I don't know about this. Let's put on. Should probably auto yield this Vivi. Hey. That's gotta be his masterpiece, right? Gotta be him. You ever heard this? Oh man. Bo Burnham made a special during COVID called Inside, and you should watch it if you get the chance, Mark. It's all very clever and well done. Inside Watch Party. How long is it? Hour and a half. There's no green mana here. I guess we'll just try a Fable or something. It'll work out. Always lucky? Always. Why would you ever just not be lucky? What about the... Didn't you create like a second part? I don't think I ever watched the second one. I heard it was also good though. Outtakes? Yeah, I thought it was like a complete like length. The inside outtakes. Yeah. It's like an hour long. Some bangers didn't make the cut. That's what I heard. You want to hear from the World Works? Sure. You remember when we kept a hand without a green source? And then we ripped a source for the Return 1 Badge Bowl Club, but then they killed the Cub. And then we needed a second green source. I remember that like it was just this game. Hey, cheers, I'm through the 3. I assume that Lockmare is going to keep my Key 9 tapped down. Getting dark. Oh. I think I'm gonna die to my own One Ring here. Hot diggity. Possible I'm just supposed to Blood Braid here. Well, I was gonna hook the One Ring of this Vivi, maybe. Guess that wasn't gonna work anyway. Could kill the Lockmare. I'm only at 9 over here. I wonder if I should just not even attack. Like, just pass. A Broadside would huck the One Ring at the Lockmare if it served, and then it would probably get double blocked. Trigger the Human Knight. It does clear up their board a bit. Since the Bombardier and the One Ring were lethal together. No, in the 7/7, yeah. But I mean, they just blocked the Broadside, right? 2 Human Knights in front of the Broadside. Vivian Lockmare in front of the Key 9. But then I guess he killed the Lockmare. Hey, maybe you're right. Maybe that would have been a good attack. Alright, Rob Boss. What do you got? I don't think a single Key Knight activation. Oh, now I can respond by exiling the LED, and they get 2 more brain freezes. I think they just got me anyway because they haven't used Vivi's mana. I think I'm just dead. If you try and exile the brain freeze, they just cast it in response. His process is disglacial. Yeah, I mean, if it's one person, editing takes a shitload of time. Well, this is just already lethal. Well, fucking A, huh? Well met, opponent. Alright, I am going to do a little bit of Slay the Spire.